And the top of the order for Hofstra is due up with Casey Collins to lead things off. Manto and Giordano will follow.
Collins has led off twice, both times with a single. 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Collins will take low ball one. It is the third time through the order for Hofstra.
And both times that she led off an inning, she scored. So, maybe history repeating itself for the third time.
1-0 is taken upstairs, but it's going to catch the corner, says Mark Brown. Dylan, you would have thought that I learned my lesson from Thursday.
These guys make you wait. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Suspenseful with these umpires.
1-1, here it is. Collins takes a called strike two.
He did it to us again. Never a dull moment here at the CAA Championships.
This has been a fantastic scene put on by Rick Cole and Hofstra Athletics Department, the CAA as well. 1-2 is floated down the left field line. It's going to fall in front of the left fielder, Jaskowitz. A seeing eye single down the left field line for Casey Collins. She is 3 for 3.
Have a day, 1-0. Casey Collins is 3 for 3 with 3 leadoff singles. As Ian mentioned, heading into the at-bat, she scored twice after leading off the inning with a hit. Will history repeat itself for the Pride?
All right, guys, so they're up by 2 right now. Does Chelsea Manto bunt?
They called her out. They called her out. They said she left the box too early. It's the same case over again. Mark Brown came out and he motioned towards Collins and said she left the box too early. So
really delayed calls too.
Yes,
she standing at first base for about a minute.
After this pitch, we'll reflect on that as Manto stands in.
Yeah, Manto's going to bunt it foul back to the screen.
I just have a question for the CAA umpires. I feel like this is a call we haven't seen all season.
I have not seen it all season.
And all of a sudden we get call after call after call like this in the CAA tournament. We've seen 5 now like this. And that's just in the games we've called.
I'm not quite sure what goes into it, folks. It's an 0-1 to Manto, and she takes upstairs.
I don't think I had, in my career, calling games, watching games, ever written down a 2 unassisted in my scorebook, aside from after a strikeout.
Is that what it goes down as, 2
unassisted? That's what it goes down as, and I've written it so many times today, I've lost track.
1-1, Manto slaps it to the left side for Mackenzie Lake, and a nice, strong throw across the diamond for out number 2. So, once again, the momentum seemingly shifting for Cheyenne Beon.
It's absolutely a momentum shifter. It's a totally different story pitching with a runner on first, a speed threat on first, and know what's coming with a sacrifice bunt, then a quick out, and now 2 quick outs for Cheyenne Beon. It's a total game changer.
Giordano grounds it past the dive of both the shortstop and third baseman into left field. A base hit for Giordano. It eluded both the dive of Hickman and Lake, and she gets on with a base hit.
Now, gentlemen, let's wait a second before we put a single down in our scorebooks, as our 4-man umpiring crew might have something to say about that, as they normally do.
Well, I think we're safe now. The mask is back onto the face of Mark Brown, who has been the star of the show, and that is exactly what you don't want from your umpires, as Iapolo will take high.
Well, it's a game changer, because now Hofstra very well could have had runners on first and third, or first and second at the least with 1 out. Instead, it's just 1 on and 2 down.
A ball on Iapolo, and she'll take out Diet again. And folks, what theater this has been. All aspects of every game in this tournament. Could we see another later? Line drive, base hit into right field for Iapolo. First to third is Giordano. They're going to test her. The throw is off the mark, and down to second is Iapolo. Into second, standing up as she looks back toward her dugout. And Hofstra with 2 in scoring position and 2 down.
Well, I'm going to beat the dead horse again. They could have just scored a run had it not been for the call on Casey Collins after that single. Unfortunate circumstances here for the Pride, but still a chance to capitalize and add to their lead.
Allie Hickman had to read a ball from Kara Bonner, firing it in, as the first pitch is taken in for a strike by Catanzarita. Hickman had to play it on a hop, and it was not an easy hop to play it off of from the cutoff throw. And if it eluded her, Giordano could have scored. 0-1. Little soft line drive into center field, but coming on is Ramirez. She'll have it, and the side is retired. So here we go with the top of the order for Towson. Ramirez, Jones, as Ramirez pokes it foul down the left field line. Ramirez, Jones, and Lake.
And it's the top of the order again, leading things off for the Tigers, trying to break the stride that Julia Apsell has found in the circle. She's quietly been pitching real nicely over these last 2 innings.
0-1 to Ramirez. She'll take in tight. Guys, how about the production from both leadoff spots today?
It's been remarkable. If it wasn't for that call, we would have 5 hits out of leadoff spot, instead 4 for 5. Still not too shabby.
So productive. Both Ramirez and Collins. Here's the 1-1. It's delivered upstairs by Julia Apsell, who has quietly had a real nice outing. She's had to dig out of a couple of holes, but holding this Tigers offense at bay. 2-1 is slapped through the left side, a base hit for Ramirez. She's 3 for 3 in the ball game.
Well, if you had a view inside of my mind there, I was just about to say it. That's now been 6 straight batters before that where the ball had not left the infield for Julia Apsell. And that single breaks that streak there for Brianna Ramirez, now 3 for 3 on the day.
Ball is upstairs to Corey Jones, who has gone 0 for 2 today. She's popped out a couple of times to the outfield. Bats here as the tying run. 1-0, Apsell fires, it's grounded to first. Iapolo will make the easy play and tag out Corey Jones as she was running up the first base line, and Iapolo, who was played in, makes out number 1.
And probably a smart play there from Iapolo. Could have had a chance at second base to try to nab the lead runner Ramirez, but that would have been a risky throw. You throw it into the outfield, you're talking about 2 in scoring position.
And it's not the tying run either, so a lot less important, although you don't want it to get home. Here's Mackenzie Lake, the shortstop. Takes a called strike 1. Lake today has reached on a fielder's choice and popped out to center. Bats, once again, is the tying run here in the bottom of the 5th. Southpaw home. Took something off there, and it's off the outside edge, a ball and a strike.
Great eye from Lake there, off speed. Could have fished at it, but instead lets it go by as it was just a hair outside.
Next pitch will be the 75th from Apsell. How far will this outing take her?
1-1, Apsell fires, it's lined back up the middle, and a nice play by Collins on the line to make the catch. It was floating for what seemed like days up there, but she had time to get under it for out number 2.
And she timed her run perfectly to get that ball. She caught it and then immediately stepped on second base, trying to catch Brianna Ramirez sleeping. Ramirez, aware of it though, was on the bag as soon as she caught it for the out.
Madison Peters takes a called strike. Peters in the regular season, 320 hitter. Did have 3 home runs, although not a ton of home runs in either lineup. 0-1. Ground ball to short on 2 hops for Giordano. She takes her time and fires across to get Peters for the out. Runners stranded in scoring position. And Towson leaves 1. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 lap in this double elimination CAA tournament. Towson has strung together 4 wins in a row to get here. They had to play on the first day, the play-in day. They beat North Carolina A&T, they beat Delaware, they beat Hofstra to get here. Off the plate, ball 1 to Becca Valancourt.
and how difficult it can be to beat a team back-to-back days, especially one as resilient as this Hofstra team.
1-0, that is grounded back up the middle. Nice play there by Mackenzie Lake. She fires on sidearm to make the play for out number 1, and Valancourt is retired. All right, guys, it's a 2-run lead for Hofstra. Dylan, how important is this to stretch the lead out right now?
Well, we saw the exact same scenario unfold against Stony Brook last night. The go-ahead, or excuse me, the insurance run proved to be the deciding factor. If that run never scored, they might still be playing right now.
Or not playing at all. Morse, howled away off herself. Hofstra defeated Stony Brook, defeated Wilmington, lost to these Towson Tigers, then defeated Stony Brook to stay alive. They got to win out. 0-1 to Morse. Another try for Mackenzie Lake, who's been shore-armed over there at short. And there's quickly 2 away.
Shore-armed and short-armed. You said she has that funky side-arm delivery, throwing the ball across the diamond from her shortstop position, but it's an effective one, been on target more often than not. And even when it's not, Kristen Toland has done a good job of cleaning up the loose scraps at first base.
Here is Madison McKevitt, the right fielder in the left-handed batter's box. She swings away and misses at strike 1 on a changeup on the outer half. 3 runs on 6 hits and an error for Hofstra, a run on 3 hits and an error for Towson. We're in the latter stages of this game, and Hofstra has held the Towson offense at bay. 0-1, McKevitt looks at strike 2. Wilson would follow.
Bottom 3 in the Hofstra lineup, we talked about their importance earlier in the broadcast. They're 0 for 7 today.
Going to provide some insurance. 0-2. Rolled foul up along the first base line by McKevitt to stay alive. We certainly don't have as rowdy of an atmosphere as we did for this game yesterday between these two teams.
I think fans are saving their energy for a potential game 2. I don't know about you.
And the lack of offense might have quieted them down.
0-2, McKevitt will roll one over to first. Stepping on the bag is Toland, and she does it herself to retire the side. Julia Apsell respond to the noise. She gets Addie Ferguson to look at strike 1.
That shows the deep-seated rivalry between these two teams, between Hofstra and Stony Brook. If it can't be us, Stony Brook says, it just has to be anyone but Hofstra.
Well, you know what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
0-1 is swung on and missed at an elevated fastball by Apsell, and it's quickly 0-2 on Addie Ferguson, who has gone 0 for 2. The Towson fans know time is running out here in game 1. 0-2. Upstairs. Bonner and Toland to follow.
That elevated fastball has been Apsell's go-to pitch ahead in the count 0-2, 1-2, especially after pulling the string on the off-speed. She's tried to get them to chase the high fastball.
What will she go to on a 1-2? Here it is to Ferguson, who fouls it off herself, and it rolls into the Hofstra dugout. Apsell looking to quiet down these fans who really have made the majority of the noise today. They've been rowdy all tournament long. And that has continued here into the championship round. Apsell fires. It's upstairs, ball 2. And getting this first guy out is really important, guys.
It really is, especially because that would bring the tying run to the plate if somehow Ferguson is able to reach.
2-2, Apsell fires, it's swung on and lined into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Retrieving it is Manto, and on her way to second with a stand-up double is Addie Ferguson.
Oh, he talks so much about how fantastic Alana Morse has been in her freshman season, but Addie Ferguson is only a freshman as well, and she garnered first team all-conference honors as a designated player, and she comes through in a big spot. A double to the gap puts the proximate run in scoring position, tying run to the plate as a pinch runner comes on to replace her for the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be Kelly Zorb, the New York native freshman, to come on back to her home state. As there's a conversation at the hill between the infielders and Apsell, she slaps the hands of all four of them and will get back to work against Kara Bonner. So Zorb is the pinch runner at second base. The tying run is at the plate with nobody out. Apsell delivers a strike.
And one base runner, one hit was all it took for Nikki Mullen to resume her warm-up out in the Hofstra bullpen.
You'd imagine she'd get the ball in game 2 if there is one. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string that time on some nastiness from Apsell. 0-2.
Might have been her best pitch of the afternoon. That pitch was filthy.
She needed it. Bonner takes outside. That was all the way in the other batter's box to the lefty Bonner, who has reached once on a walk earlier. Kristen Tolan is on deck. Zorb is the runner at second. 1-2 to Bonner. Fouled it back. Guys, you can see the momentum shifting. I mean, with the crowd and, of course, now the double is just feeding into their energy.
It is. It's the dugout of Towson has now roared to life. They're making a lot of noise over there, and the fans in front of us adding to that noise as well.
1-2. Apsell into the dirt. No advancement from the runner Zorb as she'll hang on at second.
Good block by Valancourt to keep the ball in front of her. Now a 2-2 count. Stubborn at bat put up by Kara Bonner.
Sun is starting to poke through here at Bill Edwards Stadium. An otherwise cloudy afternoon. 2-2. Bonner comes up empty on an elevated fastball. She's down on strikes. Man, we haven't seen a lot of strikeouts today. In fact, that's number 1 for Julia Apsell, but it came at the biggest spot.
Yeah, and Julia Apsell's been toying with that rise ball all game long, trying to get it to work. And there she does, and perhaps no bigger spot for it. 1 down in the inning, huge first out.
Tolan still represents the tying run. Righty on lefty. And a strike across the outside from Apsell. Tense moments here in Hempstead. Hofstra looking to hang on for dear life. 0-1. Took something off and it dipped down low and in by the feet of Toland, who scored the only run of the day for Towson when she reached on a fielder's choice back in the second. She's also popped out. 1-1. Got a piece to the screen.
Well, Jack, you mentioned that Julia Apsell's pitched with a chip on her shoulder all tournament long, and despite pushing over 300 pitches on the weekend, or on the week, excuse me, she's got gold in her eyes right now. Ever since that leadoff hit, she has looked untouchable.
1-2. Apsell popped up on the infield. Iapolo's got it. She squeezes it for out number 2. And after the leadoff double, an important 2 outs to keep the runner at bay.
So important that you get those 2 outs. Now it requires a base hit. It requires some magic from Towson to score that runner. After what looked to be what the Tigers were looking for, Apsell has responded in a big way.
I'll tell you, folks, the Towson crowd came to life after the leadoff double by Addie Ferguson, but they've quieted down. Allie Hickman takes a ball high, and it's 1-0.
Now, obviously, it is tough to tell, being that we do not have the exact number, but I've seen an uptick in velocity from Julia Apsell throughout the course of this game.
Well, she can hump it up.
Perhaps the adrenaline beginning to kick in as we approach the late stages.
1-0. Eyes ball high. Guys, we've talked about the theme for Hofstra is runners in scoring position left on base, but Towson has left some runners on today as well.
6 of them to be exact, and another one in scoring position right now.
2-0. Yaskevitz on deck. Comes up empty on a fastball. She was late on it, and Dylan, that's right to your point.
The fastball has looked lively, the rise ball is working, and the changeup has been untouchable when she's needed it. Julia Apsell has turned it up to a new level here in the 6th, now just 2 strikes away from getting out of it.
Trying to quiet down the fans that have invaded her home ballpark on a 2-1. Hickman takes off the plate.
Just a hair outside, quality take by Hickman, and she's now in command of the count. Interested to see if the green light is on.
Ian, do you take this pitch?
I think it's a yellow light. If it's one you can handle, take a swing. If it's not in your spot, let it go.
I'm never in favor of taking 3-1. Green light.
Here it is. Popped up, but it's going to reach the seats. And Hickman stays alive. Be interesting to see if they send Zorb, who pinch ran for Ferguson after the leadoff double, but she's had to stay put since. Payoff to Hickman. Ground ball, third base side, fumbled by Giordano, and she's going to have to eat it. It once again got past the dive of Morse. And over to third base is Zorb. Into first is Hickman with an infield hit. And the go-ahead run is up to the plate in the person of Elizabeth Yaskowitz with 2 down in the 6th.
Tying run will now be represented by Nyla Neely. She comes on as a pinch runner in place of Allie Hickman at first base. But what a spot this is for the 9-hole hitter, Elizabeth Yaskowitz.
And Nikki Mullen is waiting at the gate of the bullpen right now as Coach Clark brings the lineup card out. This might spell the end for Apsell.
Well, Apsell, who has just been brilliant today.
I think Coach Clark was just getting confirmation of the change.
Yep.
No official move to the bullpen yet, but she will come out with Ophir Sadeh, maybe have a discussion with Julia Apsell and get the temperature of where her pitcher is.
All right, Dylan. You're Coach Clark right now. You're experienced. You've won a CAA championship here on this diamond with this Hofstra Pride team. Julia Apsell is 4 outs away from forcing a game 2. What is she talking to her pitcher about right now?
I think going away from Julia Apsell in this situation would be contradictory to what Coach Clark has said and done all tournament long. She has backed her pitchers. She has allowed them to sail into uncharted waters. She has allowed them to pitch themselves out of trouble. And that puts confidence into that left arm of Julia Apsell on the mound. I don't think there was ever a question of if she was going to Nikki Mullen here, because as I mentioned, it would go against everything she's done all tournament long. This is Julia Apsell's game to win or lose.
So a pinch hitter will come on. It's going to be Sydney Byers, the sophomore from New Bern, North Carolina. First one. Outside, it misses, and it just missed at that.
A groan of some of the Hofstra fans here. They thought that was a strike, but not so, says Mark Brown.
Byers represents the go-ahead run. She pops it up, but it's going to reach the seats. Living and dying on every pitch right now, these two teams, and the girls in blue especially, who are facing elimination here in this double elimination tournament. Hofstra's got to win both today. 1-1 to Byers. Line drive, that's going to seep down for a base hit into right field. McKevitt up and gunning. Down to third is Neely. This is a 1-run game.
What a hit by Sydney Byers. Just slapped it there into right field, down in front of McKevitt, who was playing deep, as Yaskowitz will come on to replace her, retake her position in the 9 spot in the order. But wow, what a spot from Sydney Byers, sitting on the bench all game, but then comes through and ropes one into right.
And that brings up the ever-dangerous Brianna Ramirez, who is working on a 3-for-3 afternoon. She's already driven in 1. And with the tying run on third base, no bigger spot and no better spot for your leadoff hitter.
This, the biggest at-bat of Apsel's life. Ramirez takes outside for ball 1.
Now this raises the question, how do you pitch to Ramirez? She's 3 for 3. She has looked locked in. Do you pitch around her with the base open?
I'll answer your question, how do you pitch to her? You don't. Especially with 0 for 3 Corey Jones on deck.
1-0. Line drive, that is going to be caught by Wilson. A diving grab in left. Game saving. Hofstra maintains the lead through 6.
My goodness.
Unbelievable. To the 7th we go. Hofstra hanging on by a thread right now. 3-2, we'll be back.